opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Ravens and the Dreadnoughts on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Tonight we wrap up a great Sunday here in Super Wild Card Weekend, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dreadnoughts of London. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
Now Goff. Taking a shot here for Marshall. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
From the gun on third down, Goff. Short throw caught by Bowers. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
2nd and 11. Now Goff. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. First down, here's White. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now it's Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Zamir White taking it in from a yard out. And the Dreadnoughts will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was finished off with a touchdown run by Zamir White. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie free agent or a 15-year vet. Guiding a team to victory on the road in the playoffs, that's no small feat. And it's going to be really important for him to play mistake-free football. But equally important, create some big plays as well to give his team confidence that they can win.
And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. Open man is Hill. He's got it. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. In motion is Hardy. Here's Jackson to throw. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 1 now.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson steps away. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. In motion goes the tight end. Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. The tight end in motion right. From the gun, Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Play action. Now Jackson. Eluding the press. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Underneath here to Hill. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. Third and long. To throw is Jackson. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
London about set to take over on offense.
I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right? That fourth seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I got to tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. From the gun, here's Goff. It's Myers again with another catch. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Up the middle they go. McCormick, and little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Goff. Flush to his right. Open man is Myers. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Now a handoff up the middle. It's McCormick, and he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there. So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
For Marshall, that's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Again, Goff. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Goff. Open man right side, Myers.
And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. Third down and 1.
They run straight ahead here with White. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Michael Mayer punching it in from a yard away as his guys are able to extend their lead.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Now it's Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wallace. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Again, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Robert Spillane able to get in there and drop him behind the line. Now Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where it was the Bills who pick up the victory at home. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. The last of our 3 games on this wild card Sunday. Again, one more to follow tomorrow night as we wrap up an exhilarating 3 days of super wild card weekend. We've been treated to a strong performance by running back Zamir White. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gott.
Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. In motion is Hardy.
Jackson from the shotgun. That is caught. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Jackson now. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
The Ravens send their punter out now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there on the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up from the 44-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 5.
Up the middle they go. McCormick. Now the ball comes loose.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
So turnover. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough?
After review of the
So
play,
that one overturned.
The
They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And good work there in open space. So he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. White again. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Option play, here's White.
And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Final minute now of the third quarter. They go right back to White here on first down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Myers in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. One quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the Ravens 5-yard line.
They'll go up the middle with White. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Again, this is White.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Zamir White.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Dreadnoughts have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Carlson on for the PAT. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told.
And it was finished off with a touchdown run by Zamir White. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Throwing is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Now it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. Myers in motion right.
On the give, it's White. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now they can't bring him down. And the Ravens taking the field.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Play action. It's Jackson.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have, where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson.
Got his man, and that's the rookie 4th-round pick.
Runs through the contact.
He's got room to roam.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 34 yards.
And the Ravens are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Goff now to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bowers.
And he is going to have a 1st down here And that should be the one that seals a victory.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's McCormick. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On the handoff, this is White, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Offside, defense.
And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
No doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Up the middle they go. McCormick. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on third and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Zamir White
saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game.
And the Dreadnoughts are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
One last shot for Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.